accept this.
I guess I would, if I was in that position, I would be like, well, why didn't you do it before? I feel
sure.
like
I think you
it
should
would
ask
be
the question.
hard
Yeah.
to, believe he's doing it for a good reason, because I get what you're saying. You didn't pressure him.
Right.
This is his decision. But at the same time, you did do something that really affected him. And is he doing it because he just wants the life he had back? Or is it because he did want to get married to you? Because I'm like, a man who wants to get married to the woman he's with has a plan to marry her. He knows he's going to marry her.
Right.
So what are these men doing? And I guess we need to get a man on here that I don't know that's been with somebody for a really long time, because is he unsure about her as a wife? Is he one of the guys who maybe hasn't been divorced but doesn't want to get married, or he's afraid of his assets being lost?
He's unsure.
Whatever.
He's unsure.
If the
right woman walks in here, a man will marry her in 1 week.
Then why is he with her for so long?
Because he's unsure. He's not sure if he can do better, if he can.
Why would he have a child with her then?
Because
in those instances,
it's comfortable. If he's unsure.
But does
if a man
he
is
know?
Sure, a man will marry a woman in a week if he's sure.
But does he know that he's still tied to that woman for the rest of his life if he has a child?
Not everyone.
So
thinks
he doesn't care about that?
People smoke cigarettes. They're going to die of lung cancer or heart disease. They still do it.
This is a child's life.
I know people don't think forward. Even though they know the consequences, they don't actually internalize the consequences at the time. So the fact is that he's not sure. Otherwise he would. Especially,
you don't think there's any other case why he isn't doing it?
No. Because, look, here's the thing. Especially if you've had the conversation with the guy already, right? And he says, I want to get married. If a whole bunch of time goes by, 3 years goes by, and he's not asked to marry you or asked you to marry him at that point, he's made the conscious choice. So you have to hold your value higher and say, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't really, really want to be with me. Because if he wanted to, he would. He doesn't really, really want to. He might be convinced to marry you, but is that what you want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why if you throw an ultimatum or you wait
and thinks he's like that no one's ever going to be the person who makes him want to marry somebody in a week. And he loves the woman and he loves things about her and he wants to be with her. That's obviously why he's been there for 8 years.
Yeah, but that's not committed. That's not really committed.
Look, I agree.
That's not really putting it all on the line.
I agree. But what would you say then besides, to these women walking away? Like, what are they supposed to do? So you're saying that if he comes back and he's like, I want to marry you, that they should just do it because he didn't get pressured and he must really want to do it?
Yeah, because that might be the kick in the ass that he needs to realize.
But how do you tell?
What I was going to say to the women that do have the children, where the guy's not proposing, is move out. See what he does. That'll scare the shit out of him.
What if she can't move out because they live together and
Go
they
stay
have
with someone.
like a dual income household?
Take the kids and move out temporarily. Go say I'm staying with my mom or whatever.
I mean, I'm all for the dramatics.
Because look, again,
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
You're devaluing yourself so much by letting a guy waste your time.
Yeah, but I think...
And not be that committed to you.
I agree with you. The thing is that I know that the woman loves him and wants to get married.
Right.
And there's nothing she could do about the guy, and I know that's why she needs to leave because she can't control him. She can't get him to do anything that he doesn't want to do. Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the part of me that I just feel like they can't win because in my shoes, I don't know if I would believe the guy actually is doing this because I'd be like, well, why didn't you do it before? Like, why does it take me leaving to make you understand? And do you really understand? And do you really love me if you didn't propose before? And maybe that's just my woman brain going haywire. But
okay, but you're right, and to a degree. However, if let's say 3 years has passed or 5 years or whatever, but let's just say 3 years. Mm-hmm. No matter what, you're going to have to deal with that question. because no matter what, the fact is, let's say it's 5 years, he didn't do it.
That's
So
true.
whether you walked out and now he wants to do it, or he does it 6 years later, even if he does it in year 6, you're still going to be like, do you not like me that much? Why are you doing it now? Why didn't you do it before? You're still going to have the exact same questions,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So that's why it's a hard thing, but at the same time, it's indicating the amount that he values you and the commitment level that he has. And I know a lot of guys are going to lose their crap about this episode, but hey,
And men shouldn't be doing this to women, FYI. Like, they shouldn't be
Yeah,
keeping a woman for 8 years
No.
that they don't plan to marry if that's what she wants.
Yeah.
And you're telling her that's what you want. And then you keep her around for 8 years or maybe even more
right.
and do nothing.
Yeah, and I have told several of my coaching clients this when they've had the girl and they've been like, oh, she adores me. She's willing to do whatever and keep the arrangement however it is. She wants to get married, but she's okay with that. And I'm not sure if I want to really settle down with her, but and she's even going to let me do my own thing on the side and it doesn't matter. All kinds of stuff I've heard. And I'm like, dude, if you've been with her for a year, 2 years, whatever it is, if you're not planning on marrying her, it doesn't matter if she says it's okay, let her
Right.
go.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're the man. Because you're supposed to look out for her. And she
Right.
she's not looking out for herself right now. She's like a drug addict that's just like, I just need a fix. She's not making rational decisions because she's just so in love with you that she's going to say whatever. She's like, do whatever. Hey, do you want to have an extra girlfriend? Go ahead.
Yeah,
All this
she
kind
just
of crazy.
wants
She
to
doesn't
be with
really
you.
want that. She just wants you so much, loves you so much. So how can you do such a disservice to her by letting her waste her best years? Like, don't waste a woman's time. And that's what I tell guys all the time.
Right.
It's like, look, for you, if you spend 5 years, 6 years, 7 years in this relationship, it doesn't matter because you'll be like 35 or you'll be 40 and you can go date a girl in her 20s or in her early 30s or whatever, and you can have a family and get married and have kids. But you've got a girl that is 24 or 25 and you're wasting 4 or 5 of her years, whereas now she's 30 or 30 something or whatever. And she's not going to have the same opportunities to
As she
find
did
the same
before.
kind of guy
Yeah.
that she does now. And it's not a knock on women or the age thing. I'm not trying to be mean in any way. I'm just saying that you have to understand that a woman's youth is more valuable to her than a man's youth is more.
Better than